Hi there and welcome to Bustthenet. Yes, on today's show, a short little video on another tactic that I like in FM 19. I call this the 4-2-3-1 Storm. It's a pretty simple 4-2-3-1. Now, when I'm looking at the way I've set my tactic up, there's a fair bit of aggression in this tactic. We're playing pretty aggressively, high up the pitch. There's a lot of risk involved. I normally play this on attacking mentality. I like to play on the higher ranges of mentality because it's a lot more challenging. And we also have to consider the quality of players that you have in the team. I've used this tactic with Stalybridge, Torino, and Liverpool. And Stalybridge are doing reasonably well. So Liverpool are doing well. Torino is the interesting team because they don't have the players for the system. If I'm looking at this tactic and I'm looking at the players, the most important thing to understand is what we're trying to achieve with this tactic. I've got roles here. I've got inverted wingback, a ball playing defender, central defender, and a fullback on attack at the back. And then I've got a central midfielder on support and a DLP in defend. I'm using a trequartista, which should be surprising to some people because a lot of people have thought I don't use trequartistas, but actually I do. I like the trequartista because this guy has got roam from position. Can drop deep into midfield to support midfield play, and he can end up coming into the box to score lots of goals. And the interesting thing about his roaming is that he might drift to the left to support play. When the play is on the left, he might move out to the right. Then we've got a winger and an inside forward flanking him, and we've got a pressing forward right in front. When I play this system, generally what I'm expecting to see is in possession, this guy will drop, the DLP will drop deep. Then we'll see the trequartista shifting wherever the ball is. If it's on the left, he'll shift to the left. If on the right, he'll shift to the right. He'll try and support play as the play progresses. Key pass combinations are always going to feature three players in particular that you're going to be looking at. The trequartista, the CM on support, the DLP, and the fullback on attack. These are the players that are going to link up a lot of your play. The trequartista is an important cog in this machine because he's going to link the whole attack up. And he's also going to get in on the goal scoring act. What are the PIs that I use for this system? The PIs are pretty simple. There are no PIs at the back line. In DLP, we got a more direct and take more risky passes because I want him. We're playing on a high mentality, and I'm also asking him to try risky passes because I'm not defaulting to pass into space all the time. So I'm looking for him to always look for players in space. Then we've got a central midfield and support. I'm asking him to roam as well as stay wider. So this will help him link up play on the left hand side of the pitch. Got winger on attack closing down more. Trequartista doesn't do anything. Inside forward closing down more, and the PFA told to dribble less. So it's very basic. We are looking. I'm not too worried about the much shorter passing, seriously, because on high mentality is also going to affect this in a sense. And you have to remember we've got roles here that will also play the long pass. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Trequartista, they're all likely to play the long pass, right? So I'm not too worried about much shorter passing. It will help with the rest of the team in the passes that they make. A play out of defense. Now, generally, you want to play out of defense whenever you can because it'll help you keep possession of the ball and work chances from the back to the front. Pass into space. If I've got lots of possession, I might go pass into space. Hit early crosses is also another situational shout. I might use this if I find that a team is using attacking wingbacks. Attacking wingbacks is fairly easy to tell in the game. You look at the formation widget, they're usually shifted a bit higher than a normal fullback. You can even see it here. If I play this guy as a fullback and I play this guy as a fullback on attack, you can notice this guy is slightly higher, so you'll see something like that in the game. But if this guy was a wingback on attack, he's a hell of a lot higher. So you should be able to tell by comparing the formation widget, looking at the formation widget in your game. Here, run at defense. I like run at defense, especially in FM19, because somehow or another it seems to push teams back. I like run at defense when my team has the ability to do it too. I mean, I just don't put it there for the sake of putting it there. But because the tiers are so spread out in this game, we want the ball to be brought from each tier to another tier. So there are roles that are going to dribble, like this guy. This guy is dribbling less, right? Because he's a DRP, but this guy, I reckon he will dribble a bit. So you want to make sure that your players who are likely to bring the ball forward, all of them have to have dribbling, first touch, balance, some composure, because composure is not necessarily an attacking attribute. It's also a defensive attribute in a sense. Why? Because when this is I mean, a lot of people are saying things like, they tend to put attributes in isolation when you shouldn't, because you've got to look at this being an event-based game, right? So when you're defending, eh, another team is in your face. What do you think is going to help you keep the ball better? First up, you have to be cool under pressure. So composure is the only attribute that makes sense in this game. So it's got to do with you being cool. Composure. You have the composure to hold on to the ball. Now, of course, you need your technical ability to do that. So the ball playing defender, even if you go to his attributes in the game, so let's highlight his attributes. The best way to do it is to come here, go to ball playing defender. Let's use him as stopper. You can see composure is one of the attributes here. So there are people who just oversimplify this game and just look at the mental attributes. The technical attributes. For me, the mental attributes are way more important in this game than the technical attributes. You always want to have a defender who can get to a position by anticipating that's the position he has to go into. So you always want to focus on these. These are more important. But the most important attributes in the game are mental attributes. Then you get the physical attributes, and then finally you got the technical attributes. So focus on these first. If you can get the right players with these mental attributes, that's good. Of course, if you have a central defender with a jumping range of 12, you could seriously ask yourself whether you can defend corners. Because there's only so far you can do with a good head on your shoulders. If you can't jump high enough, it's fairly useless. So in corners, he might have an issue. So what about the PIs for this guy? This guy, the CM on support, in my mind, I was thinking Mazala maybe too hard coded. He's just too hard coded for my liking. I wanted somebody that plays like a Mazala, but I want something simpler, driven more by his attributes, right? So I don't want a hard-coded role that's always going to be in the half spaces. Then we got Trequartista. Now, Trequartista, this is going to be a challenging role to fill up. Now, Trequartista, once again, if you want to know what attributes are needed for Trequartista, just go to your training and then go to attacking midfielder center, hit the Trequartista button, and voila, you've got all these nice little attributes. Once again, mental attributes. If he doesn't have the mental attributes for it, don't even bother. What are the mental attributes that a Trequartista will need? Naturally, he needs composure. He needs off the ball. Off the ball is really important. He needs finishing, decisions. If he doesn't have the mental attributes, don't play him as a Trequartista. If you don't have anybody and you still want to use this tactic, I don't know what to say. So I'm like, I know people have used my tactics, and you see, a 4-2-3-1 is a 4-2-3-1, right? Any 4-2-3-1 can work in this game. You don't have to strictly follow this. I mean, could you use an Engash? No, not really. Not the way this is set up. This tactic is set up for movement, right? We've got this guy moving this way. We've got these three who will be working together. Sorry, this guy's supposed to be an inverted wingback. And we've got this guy as a fullback on attack. Now, this fullback on attack, he's going to be very aggressive in the game. He's probably going to bomb down the flanks when he gets a chance. So you got to make sure these guys can be, especially this guy has got very good, strong mentals, and he's got a high work rate. This guy has to have acceleration as well. So he needs a lot of solid physical attributes. He needs acceleration. He needs stamina. He needs natural fitness. He needs to be and he needs to be able to cross the ball, because this guy's going to be able to cross a lot of balls, right? So he's going to get them. If he's got a very good cross, then this guy is always going to come in and score a lot of goals. The winger on attack is definitely going to be a goal scorer, especially since a lot of the attacks flow down the left. Now, when they flow down the right, now if the attacks do flow down the left, then you are going to see a lot of chances for the Trequartista and the pressing forward to get in on the act. So what you want to be doing is making sure that these two can do a lot of hard work in midfield. So their work rate is important. The mentals to be playing as a defensive midfielder are extremely important. Now here, once again, you go to your DLP. So we go to midfielder, we go to the DLP on defend. What does he need? So once again, the mentals the first thing you look at is mentals, anticipation, He needs positioning. DLP, any person with a D, positioning is, in my book, bizarrely shouldn't be a DLP on defense because his positioning is only 13. I like my DLPs to have positioning of 15 because I need this up in their head because they are able to um, know where to stand in the defensive transitions. Balance is also not that fantastic for a playmaker. Playmakers ideally should have better balance than just 13. Then we've got anticipation. Anticipation, he should be able to read the game. You see, you want a playmaker who can read the game. That's why anticipation plays a part. Decisions to to choose the right thing to do. Then finally, you're looking at passing in and you're looking at passing in first touch. Right. So whenever you get a playmaker, you gotta ask yourself, how do you want him to play? Now, the playmaker, this, because you'll be using two central midfielders, they both have to be able to take players out of the game. So if you're thinking, this guy, we can't put any Tom, Dick, and Harry inside here. No, can't. He's got to. These two guys have to be just as good as each other. Right. What about player traits? Now, getting to opposition area is not that bad. Switching the ball to the other flank is not that bad for this guy. That's pretty okay. I mean, this you want to be very careful, get further forward on this guy, right? So if this guy has got get further forward, you gotta be you gotta think maybe we'll put him as a fullback and support. But then if you put them as fullback and support during the midfield transition, they'll both hold their hands. So sometimes that can be an issue. So you gotta try and offset the mentalities. I rather offset this guy. I don't want to change. I don't think we should change the duty of this guy inside forward and support, because you get this little dynamic going on. The Trequartista plays to the inside forward. You get a lot of little forward passes in the game, and then the Trek can come in and score quite a lot of goals. I mean, I've had a game where the Trequartista scored a hat trick because the pressing forward tends to drop a bit deeper. Now, pressing forward in this game, nearly every single striker can play as a pressing forward. So, then you go and hit this in pressing forward, and you go here, pump, training. Once again, what is a pressing forward supposed to do? Attack. Voila. Pressing forward, generally what we want is a lot of these as well. He needs strength. He needs to be able to go and hassle players, which means his work rate better be good. He's off the ball is very important for any attack duty, right? Any attack support duty. Why? Because they gotta make themselves available for the pass. Then if you got the rest of the style, like finishing, composure, constantly the rest of the attributes. So pressing forwards are easy to find. Then you've got inside forward. Cut inside, is it handy? This for my Gaitan, Steady Bridge, Gaitan is the demon in this position because he just drives at defenses with his cut inside and runs with ball through center. So he just takes team players out of formation, out of shape by running. So you want somebody here who's got cut inside and runs with the ball through the center. Now, if you can get one cut inside here and he does this driving runs inside, which he will also do by virtue of him being an inside forward, they're just gonna rip through teams, right? Dribbling is very important for this guy. This guy's got to have dribbling. So we've been playing with this guy who's basically not supposed to be playing at all. Now, so with my Torino team, it's like a real, I won't say it's a struggle. We win a lot. We have been winning games. But with Torino, this becomes like, can I holiday mode? No way, man. There's no way I can holiday mode. The player who's supposed to be playing this position is actually injured. His name is Vittorio Paragini. Here we go. Now, he's marginally better. But I'm sure you can find better players for yourself. You get a player with good acceleration, first touch, dribbling, balance, agility, off the ball. If he has visions, that's fantastic. If he got finishing and composure, that's it. Start celebrating lots of little assists from this guy. So you get a lot of dynamic. So this guy drives in. Got Trequartista, they start dropping and looking for people to spray the pass to arrives late in the box. So he can score a lot of goals. Pressing forward, drop all over the place. He's all over the shop. So I love this pressing forward in this setup because of the fact that he's going to be in a lot of places. Gives the Trequartista a lot of freedom. And we got this guy staying wide to connect with these three. We got inverted wingback generally being played on defense. I do not play him on support. He just holds this position, so we get a simple half a W, I might say. And then we got the fullback on attack bombing this way to give us crosses. So we have this guy driving in, so he can do a through ball. We got this guy overlapping to do the cross. We got this guy from the bottom of the pitch. He's doing this over the top balls. We also have this guy winger dropping crosses for this guy. We got Trequartista running through the middle. We got CM on support switching play over here. So there's a lot of interesting patterns that I can get with this tactic. Should you worry about team fluidity? Nah, don't give a shit. Whatever, if seriously, team fluidity is used by the game for other reasons, right? So I wouldn't worry about team fluidity. As far as set pieces, I'm not gonna recommend any set pieces. You guys should be setting your set pieces up specifically for your team. As far as opposition instructions are concerned, yes, generally I would go into every single game and do this. Why? It's a real waste if you don't ask your 3 players to close down the back line all the time, because you're gonna get a shitload of goals from mistakes, especially when the opposition does play out of defense. Because we don't use prevent shot goalkeeper distribution. Because you can if you wanted to. There's nothing to stop you. I mean, if you want to do it, just go ahead and do it. But I prefer this style where I do it. Why? Then because this doesn't involve goal kicks alone. This is any kind of a pass back to the keeper. The 3 of them are gonna hound the keeper, and I get lots of turnovers this way. I think this is superior to prevent shot goalkeeper distribution, because prevent shot goalkeeper distribution involves a change in my attacking shape. So what will happen is 1, 2, 3, 4 might go and close down. You can use this in a 4-2-3-1. Prevent shot goalkeeper distribution is probably not bad for a 4-2-3-1, but I just don't like it. I mean, I have used it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just lazy. That's the honest truth. Okay, so counter press. Yeah, if you're gonna regroup with this, then if you're gonna play regroup, then probably you shouldn't be playing 4-2-3-1. Defend narrow. This is important. Why? Because I don't want teams to go through my middle. Right? I rather give them all the space, and they think they should go down the flanks. Use offside trap. I kind of think that this is situational, but in this case, because we've got high defensive line, probably I'll go for the security using an offside trap. So, what kind of goals can we expect with this system? So here are some of the key pass combinations you can I expect with a team that's been set up correctly. So here you can see the most of the key pass combinations are going to involve our Trequartista. This is our pressing forward. Then this is going to be our central midfield on support. So this is his average position, which is very high up the pitch because he's been told to stay wider. So he gets a lot of key pass combinations, about 81 in this game. And then we've got our DLP. He's got the other set of 76. So you got 76 here, 81 here. We got a Trequartista with 58, and then we've got the important fullback. So this is the link-up play that we had in this game. And most of the key pass combinations involved our DLP, our central midfielder on support, our Trequartista, and our fullback. So this game was pretty interesting. You can see this is our central midfielder on support. This is our Trequartista. Central midfielder support drives it to the inside forward. This is what I mean by having the right guy inside forward. He drove right through the whole team, and then we have a play here free. So he plays it to him, and we score our first goal. So I'm generally looking to see my Trequartista moving all over the pitch. I'm looking at him to support play on the right. I'm also looking at him to support play on the left. One easy way for you to check to see the movement of your Trequartista is also to go into your match analysis tools. There's a little button there that you can look for your Trequartista and to check out what kind of movements he was making on the pitch. Naturally, it's better to pay attention in real game than watch little drawings like this on the screen, but it does help if you know what you're looking for. So I personally just look for these key pass combinations, right? So I'm looking for key pass combinations, all the combinations. You can see my Trequartista is a major link player along with the two central midfielders. So do you need any special kind of training? I mean, I just have a DNA from a whole club, so that it's a style of football that I like in general. All my tactics have a certain style to it. Right? They're all attacking. There's a lot of movement, so I'm always using the same kind of training sessions for my team. So it's gonna be the same ones that I use even for Liquid. We use them here. As far as players requirement, I mean, thing is, this a lot of 4-2-3-1s can work in the game. I'm not suggesting this is one of the best. I just enjoy it because it's dynamic. There's a lot of routes to goal. The right flank is quite attacking. But hell, man, I want to have fun. So that I stuck in overlap left and overlap right. You'll find a lot of people going, what the is using overlap for? Yeah, it's because I want to have fun. So if I have a team, I mean, there are going to be games where I might take it off, right? So don't be a stickler to follow. I mean, I've put it out there with overlap left and overlap right. But there might be games where I might remove the overlap right shot because I've already scored 2 goals. Why would I want to take more risks? So these are things that you might want to consider when you play this tactic. Think about your players, find the right kind of players, and understand that the roles like the inverted wingback, they definitely require you to think of a defensive midfielder, fullback combination. So that person who's playing that role better have good decisions and physical attributes. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions, please look me up on Twitter at Bustthenet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Once again, I want to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You make these kind of shows possible for the rest of the community. You guys, have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.